Winners don't use drugs.
What?
What's up? Wednesday night, so we watched the shitty movie.
Woo!
Or it's I guess Tommy, Darius. I don't know if they thought it was shitty. We watched.
Oh,
actually,
Yeah, it was a slow. I wouldn't even say burn. It was a slow fizzle until the end, where it was somewhere between Grease and third encounter. What was it?
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Thank you. That what he said. Yes.
It was kind of all over the place story wise.
I think someone needs to take a drug test for having made that film.
I don't know, fellas. You know, when I was watching that film, I was thinking about some of the special effects they were doing and some of the gun work that they were doing.
Wow.
I really appreciated that stuff.
I think they stand behind you, sir. I don't want to stand behind you.
They did a bang up job. They really went out there and they shot the best film that they could, and I applaud their efforts.
In this movie, it would just be a big bag marked drugs in big black letters.
Hello, Carol.
How you doing,
Hey,
Carol?
Carol's Cookies.
Cookies.
Repo Man.
Repo Man. Not to be confused with Repo Men or Repo, a genetic opera. Hey, GMC.
What up, GMC? How you doing? So Emilio Estevez in his like young buck days. Wow, young.
Back when he
young
was desperate for
Emilio
money, I guess.
Like fresh off The Outsiders.
I can tell you myself, I was thoroughly and completely impressed with the automobiles that were all over the place. Those lovely machines. In case you haven't partaken in one, perhaps after tonight's stream, you should run outside and lovingly caress a vehicle of your own. There's nothing wrong with it.
What?
But
Wow,
yeah, Panda Lando
that's
just pops in every once in a while.
Moira's never seen Solo.
It's Panda Lando. You know, you just never know when he's going to show up.
Solo, I think. Doesn't it have Woody Harrelson in it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I did. I just hadn't seen it in a long time. I ended up getting a free small poster of it.
Yep.
Woody
And Lando
Harrelson.
really loves the ladybots in that movie.
Wait, Woody Harrelson, Solo. I
Yes.
never saw Solo, so
Yep.
I saw it long, long ago.
And he's
Maybe
basically
now-
still a
now
criminal.
Solo.
A long time ago
All right.
in a budget film not far away.
But no one had any relationships with machines in this, like not sexual relationships with machines.
Friendships, maybe.
It was Emilio Estevez, not Charlie Sheen.
Oh, Carol, this movie would have been perfect for you then.
Oh, definitely. Are you kidding me?
This movie is perfect for anybody.
No, with that particular condition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in that
this is
state of mind.
Yeah, this ain't one that's like a sober watch.
No. You don't have to have a sober mind to pay attention to the details. They let you know what everything is. It's a box of cereal.
People who made this movie were definitely fucked up on something.
And I can appreciate that.
Movies were better when people would be more fucked up on drugs.
You know what? I'm going to say this is the first movie that you've done in a while where I don't think Cocaine Ninjas could have really made it that much better.
It would have made it would have been way more confusing. It would have been like X-Men 3. Like how X-Men 3 there was way too much going on and it ruined the
There's
whole
X-Men 3.
X3, whatever it was called. X3.
The Last
Night.
Stand.
Yeah.
Oh, the Last
Stand.
Stand. There you go.
I'd have to see a preview to see if I've seen it or not.
It was so bad Hollywood did a do-over.
It was so much like they had like a total overkill of characters, and you went through the list of characters. And you're like, oh, that character was in this movie? I couldn't even fucking tell.
Not only that, but they destroyed some of the characters. Because I don't care what they tried to say in that movie.
Juggernaut sucks.
The Juggernaut is not a freaking mutant.
Oh
No,
yeah,
not
no,
only-
yeah, no.
Not only is he not a mutant, but he doesn't look like that. What they fucking made him look like.
And he's not Australian.
Oh my.
Was Vinnie Jones is Australian? I thought Vinnie Jones was English.
Yeah, I think he's English.
Is he? So I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. So they basically took a popular meme at the time and put it into the movie
Oh Lord.
in a way that resembled the meme in words only.
I'm telling you, they should have got a hold of Jens and had Jens play the Juggernaut.
Oh my
Boy,
God.
bitch!
But all right, you're the only one who's seen this before here, Tommy, right?
I
Darius,
guess so.
Moira, I know you two didn't see this. Tommy has,
No. Never seen this before.
Hold on a second.
and Tommy, you actually like this movie.
I like this movie. I recommended this movie.
I liked it too, actually.
I like it too, but I don't know. It still makes no sense to me.
I think it's weird as fuck.
Yes, it's
See,
That's what I like about it.
weird.
exactly, but
Really
that's
weird.
that's the wonderful thing about this movie. It doesn't have to make perfect sense to still be enjoyable. And now
Mhm.
some of the other movies we watched where they've had like a halfway decent plot line, but everything else was just garbage.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Yeah.
if you like weird shit that doesn't make any sense, I feel like I should share something with y'all.
Oh, is it kind of like that picture I shared around?
No, it's one of the crappy short
Hey.
films I made.
I was gonna say, Moira, we already know you and we love you just the way you are.
Aw, thank you.
The outfits weren't bad, Carol. They weren't bad.
The outfits were 80s. It was about as 80s as any other.
I mean, they were normal 80s clothes.
Yeah, early
Yeah.
80s.
Everything in this movie was very deliberate and self-aware.
Emilio Estevez was like the most clean-cut punk kid you'll ever fucking see.
I know, right?
Yeah, but he had that earring.
It's worth a watch. I'll say it's worth a watch.
Bob, what do you want, Bob?
Judge for
Cat's
yourself.
harassing me.
I
Raquel
should've-
approved.
I didn't know if Raquel would want to see this one. See, I also didn't invite Raquel for the horror movies because I know Raquel got squeamish a couple of times during the
Oh, yeah, with frogs.
or the drill scene. Wait, was she there for the driller killer? I can't remember. There was another brutal scene though. I remember she was getting squeamish.
Well, since y'all like weird shit that doesn't make any sense, here we go. And some of the camera work is not my fault because part of it I didn't film. Some of that is his fault.
Oh, Carol was asking if the outfits were Raquel approved. I don't know. The outfits were definitely 80s. You know what? This is filmed pretty good.
It's almost like a mental ward that goes on and on and on forever. Bob, shut the fuck up, baby.
Where'd you film this?
There's actually some tunnels under OKC that have like different colored hallways. We caught them just before they closed, so we didn't have to worry about a bunch of people.
It's a never-ending mental ward.
That's the vibe we want to give. Chris does not know how to pan out and pan around, sadly. Or at least he didn't at the time. He was supposed to catch me looking like I fell through the door, and he totally missed the cue.
Now, all you need to do, right, is, do something like this, but dress up in 80s outfits. And run around with, like, a fake machine gun.
Yeah, it's supposed to give you the idea of wondering whose nightmare it was and who was stuck in whose nightmare.
This does look like a set. Like in
Yeah,
a
like
dream.
you would see on a sci-fi channel.
Yeah.
There you go.
Alright.
So you have sci-fi channel budget in your
Pretty
pocket
much.
right there with your phone.
You could have put somebody in a stormtrooper outfit, just asking directions to one of the lower interrogation rooms, and you could have shot it just like that too. Where the hell is it?
I like to make my stuff seem like more like get everything in one, like only a few scenes, as short as I possibly can. So people are just kind of take away whatever they want from it. And if it's good, then people can be happy. And if it sucks, then they only wasted like 5 minutes on it, and it's not so bad.
In a bay band? Does she mean boy band?
Maybe.
Did you say Bade or just Bay? She may not be able to type right now.
Should she be talking
Okay.
about a boy band by the bay? Need more boobage. I understand that one.
Oh yeah.
Should I send Carol the boobage?
Carol's
Oh,
not on
why are you
Twitter.
tripping?
Carol's not
I know.
on Twitter.
I was tripping.
All right. So this fucking movie made no sense. I still can't get over how much it made no sense.
Made perfect sense. There was a lonely kid down and out on his luck. He was just got fired from his job. He was looking for some kind of employment, and lo and behold, a repo job fell into his lap. He
Well,
met in
then-
with a bunch of wonderful people that were total scumbags working at this place. The repo.
First, can we
Cars.
talk about how he got fired? Can we talk about the scene where he gets fired?
It was just a typical 80s firing. You know, you tell your boss to go fuck off. It makes perfect
And the
sense.
security guard pulls a gun on you,
Mhm.
Yeah, man.
and then
Makes
you push,
sense.
and then you push your stupid friend through the display.
You've never done that.
I've quit jobs, but not in that manner. So.
Well, you're doing something wrong.
I can't say a security guard pulled a gun on me while I was like, take this job and shovel it.
Yeah, you gotta have a quitting song, right?
And then
Like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
then he goes to a party. Well, more like random idiots moshing in a back alley somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
his idiot friend comes out of jail and meets up with him. And then like 20 seconds later is banging his girlfriend.
Yeah. What a good friend. Yeah, no, in literally 20 seconds, he walked out of the room to get something and came back. And
He
then
tells
his
him- Yes, he
bro
tells
was there.
Emilio Estevez, get me a beer. He comes back with the beer, and there's his friend from jail. That guy was fucking. Oh my god, I couldn't wait for that guy to fucking. Oh man, I was like, please just kill this guy off already. By the third scene that guy was in. I go to some guns drawn, F off flying all over. What?
All right, even I'm starting to get confused now.
Yeah, I don't know what that meant either. How high are you, Carol?
She's like, no, it's high. Hi,
I
how
think
are
she
you?
really would. I think she really would have got a kick out of this movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
Alright.
kind of need to watch this movie again, honestly, so I'll watch it with her.
Because you need to like grasp everything you missed, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot going on. And a lot of stuff in the movie is odd because I found it to be pretty surrealist. Not from the well, actually, yeah, pretty much from the very beginning, right? The end of that first scene. And, you know, the
You mean
surrealism carries through in
The
all.
opening, the very opening.
Yeah. Yeah,
Trump
right from
car.
yep. Yeah, because at first it's like, okay, this movie could be about anything. They're establishing the tone. You just see a car driving down the road, being driven by some weird guy with, wearing glasses, and one of them is blacked out like an eye patch. And
Was it just me, or did you almost get like that Dennis Hopper feel for the way
yes,
that guy was
yeah,
acting?
yeah, dude, I literally thought of Dennis Hopper.
I can see Dennis Hopper playing that guy, definitely.
Yep. I actually had that exact thought. And the cop pulls him over, on a motorcycle. He's like, the guy's just talking nonsense to him, right? You think, all right, maybe he's just irreverent, but you find out later what's really up with him. And the cop goes to check the trunk of the car, and he opens it up, and this beam of light shoots out. You see a skeleton, and it's just gone. Just a pair of boots remaining.
Nothing but his boots, his smoking boots.
Right. And then the car drives off. At which point I said, "Oh, I didn't know this was a sci-fi movie." And so, I'm not sure. I don't know if I would really consider it a sci-fi movie because, science fiction has to have like a scientific premise, an idea to explore.
Well,
and
the sci-fi aspect of this was aliens, just aliens in general, I guess.
All right, it's a little loose sci-fi. It's wacky, and it's highly unorthodox. Now, the surrealism, came from the fact that whatever just vaporized that guy fit in the trunk of a car, and a lot of the tone of the movie, and a lot of the props, a lot of the dialogue was it was somewhere on the border of surrealism and just being meta, right? Like the lack of product placement is so in your face that you pointed out first, Slasher.
Nothing happens to the boots.
Yeah,
they might be a little hot, but that's about it.
Well, all of the products in the movie, like there's a can of food, and when Emilio grabs, it just says food on it.
All the generic no frills brand.
What, like Tastios?
Drink,
yeah,
Tastios.
like Tastios.
That was the best.
What about when Harry Dean Stanton says to him, "Let's go get a drink," and then next thing you know, they're putting down a 6-pack of drink on the fucking counter.
Yeah.
Well, the first one, I was like, I was surprised you guys missed it. Is when they had the beer.
Yep.
And it just literally, it was a plain white can, just said beer.
Beer.
That's bad.
But food. He when he goes home and he's talking to his stoner parents, he literally pulls out a can of food from the fridge. There could be anything in that fucking can.
At least try to design something.
I had to double check it to make sure it didn't say dog food. He's just eating it right out of the can.
Oh,
And what's wrong with that?
There's a robbery scene later where they destroy the poor bottle of London Dry Gin.
R.I.P.
And they get blood all over the Tastios.
That was a crime.
It was a crime in many different ways.
Right. And so it doesn't seem like a big deal that all of these products just have nothing on the label except the mark of what they are. But it establishes a tone for the movie that kind of takes it outside reality a bit. So as far as surrealism versus being meta, like it's either self-aware, that it is a movie and it knows that in which case it would be meta, or the fact that nothing has like actual labels, there's no design on it, is like surreal the way it would be in a dream.
All except for 7-Up.
Except for 7-Up.
Or it was so terrible that nobody wanted their brand on there.
That could be another point too. But his doofy friend was singing the 7-Up theme in the beginning, and
That's
Tommy
the only
said
people that allowed their shit to be on their movie.
Yeah, and Tommy was saying that you would have to pay to even sing that jingle in the movie. So
unless they paid you. Right? Because if it's product placement, you could be getting paid by 7-Up to put the one and only product placement in the movie, which was 7-Up.
Yeah, because it's usually endorsement, usually.
Right.
That was the same reason why when they wound up making that garbage-ass Bumblebee movie, That's why he wasn't a Volkswagen, because Volkswagen refused to endorse it.
Oh,
Right.
really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess Chevy Malibu. I guess Chevy. I guess also had product placement in this too, right? Because they're chasing a fucking Chevy Malibu the whole movie.
Yeah, it did seem there was a lot of Chevys involved in this too.
Mhm.
The cars.
No,
car
not the
chase scenes-
Tastios.
The car chase scenes are actually pretty fun in this movie. I was digging the car chase scenes.
I think Carol has a question for you, Slasher.
No,
Oh, the boots.
I can't
yeah.
say it.
No, 11.
Bootios.
She wants to know if you ever had any Bootios.
No,
Bootios. Oh,
can't say
you
that.
know what? I didn't see that comment because I'm not on live chat. That one got filtered out. There it is.
No, I know
Bootios.
I remember the idiots back when those idiots were making that cereal. I remember idiots were buying boxes. They're like, I got boxes of this shit sent to my house. You're an idiot.
Bootios.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was real. I was gonna say that's why you use lube so you don't blow out your bootio. I didn't know it was a real product.
Yeah, it's 100% real. When they first started, they actually had the shirt inside
Yep.
of what looked like a cereal box. And then after that, they wound up actually creating the cereal because there was enough
Yep.
fans of the New Day that actually asked for a cereal. So
Wow.
they made it.
Look
I
at
think they
that.
should have turned around. They should have remade it, and they should have made all the cereal inside look like little not waffles, but pancakes. Because at one point they were throwing pancakes to the crowd.
And no, Carol, the boots are just left there in the road. We never
there's
see
more
them
boots.
again.
Yeah, we never get resolution for the boots. It's
They're
a crime.
fine. They're just smoking.
Yeah, there's no feet in them. The guy's totally gone. Only the boots remain. Maybe they're rubber.
You'll probably just have to spray them with a hose and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
The guy, however, is gone. He's gone.
Yep.
So
Well, that's what he gets for being a poor imitation of a Chips highway patrolman.
Yeah.
So then, okay. So poor down on his luck Otto, Emilio Estevez, is wandering the streets, and Harry Dean Stanton gives him a bullshit story.
Oh, dude, it was obviously a scam right from the get-go. He pulls up to him on the street. He's like, "Hey, I need your help."
I don't know, man. I would have bought into it. It sounded totally legitimate to me.
It's like when you get one of those emails from a Nigerian prince. Hey, I need your help. All right, I got a lot of money, but I need help moving it. He's like, yeah, can you help me? It was like his wife's car. It's like, my wife's in the hospital or something. I need you to take her car. And he's like, he calls him a
first
slur
Emilio-
and tells him to go away.
Yeah, first Emilio thinks he's propositioning him like a
Right.
fucking hooker or something.
And he's like, I'll give you $15. He's like, make it 20. How about 25, kid? And then instead of throwing him money, he just throws him the key.
And then next thing you know, he's getting attacked by a bunch of Hispanics.
Well,
Trying
as
to-
soon as
trying
he
to
gets
get
in the
caught.
car with the key, the car's parked right there.
Yeah,
he
they're
gets
looking
in.
out the window.
Right. And Harry Dean Stanton, is immediately in a hurry. He's like, hurry up, kid. He's in quite a rush for a guy who just asked for a favor. Someone runs out of the house and doesn't say a word, just reaches in the window and starts choking Otto. He's like, ah. And Otto, realizing that he's stealing the car, drives off in it anyway.
Yeah, and follows him to the repo depot,
Right.
and then
Right.
finds out what he actually was duped into doing. Got
Right.
$25.
Yep.
Hey,
This
man,
is,
that dude got
his cut.
paid. I'm sorry. That was good money back in the 80s. We've already gone over this. I know prices of toys, especially Transformers. Optimus Prime was going for $20. A standard mini car figure set or the mini cassette tapes were going for about $5. So if you take that in comparison with today's standards of what those toys would cost, you're looking at somewhere in between $70 to $80.
Yeah, I know. I could have bought quite a couple of GI Joes back then with $25.
Hell yeah, they were only about what, $2.99 a figure?
$3.99.
It's $2.99 to $3.99, somewhere around there.
I think in my neighborhood, the cheapest you would find them was $3.99.
Well, I remember when the Kenner. I mean, I don't want to take this too far off, but when Kenner first came out, the Kenner figures were only $1.75.
Oh, the
for Star Wars.
Powers
Yeah.
The Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Yeah.
Shit, comic books were what? In 1984, they were still like 60 cents, I think.
No, they were less than that. I think.
Yeah.
I think they were
Comic
70. No, wait a minute.
Comic
were
books
50.
Didn't move up. Comic books didn't move up to $1 till about the late 80s, I think.
Yeah, they were around 50 cents, and then I want to say mid to late 80s they moved up to 75.
I know it was late 80s when they all ended up going up to $1.
Yeah.
Carol's Cookie
Yeah,
says, "Ooh, the
$25.
Repo Depot sounds sexy."
Well, it wasn't really
See?
a sexy place.
Well,
No,
gonna
not
repo that booty.
Hey. Don't ruin Carol's moment.
But she wants to go down to the repo joint and
Yeah, the first thing that happens when he walks in is he gets offered a beer.
What do you want to do, Carol? You want to attract one of the scumbags that work there? Because everybody that works there is like a low-life scumbag.
Hey, they're not scumbags. They're car thieves, just like us.
The only one who didn't seem like a scumbag was Bob. Bob from Batman.
Bob was
Right.
too high to be a scumbag.
Yeah, Bob was out of this fucking world. I guess that's why we got the ending like that. Because
He was a real
that's
space
right.
case.
Yeah. So the aliens did accept Bob. That's what. Yeah.
They
Tommy was
did.
right. Tommy was right.
How did we know Bob wasn't an alien?
Well, we don't.
That was my wondering too. I don't know when
Right.
he gives Emilio that speech about how so many
Diuretics?
people- yeah. No, that's the other guy. That's the guy who starts shooting into the house when they repo that one car.
Yeah. Well, and like you were just saying, this isn't a movie where, what is going on is revealed to you directly. I mean, the characters say a lot of things in this movie, like, "Hey, let's go commit some crimes," right? People give their theories on stuff, and they're never fully validated. And so, like, the characters just kind of say whatever that character would say in that situation. A lot of it is very on the nose, but it's not a movie where someone gives you the exposition, like, this is what's going on.
His idiot friend literally does say, "Let's go do some crimes."
He does.
He
Well, you know
literally
why?
said that.
Because they had to leave it generic like everything else in the movie.
Right, which was by design.
And then remember later on when he runs into the crazy guy with the Malibu. It's like, you see? He starts talking like a 1940s gangster. Yeah, you see?
Yeah. Well, the Repo Men run the Repo Depot like a gang, basically like a
Yeah.
street gang, and they kind of treat Otto like a streetwalker, when
Yeah.
they hire him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm not working for you guys. And Marlene's like,
And then
you already
are.
do. Yeah. And she tosses him some cash.
Hands in that cool fucking $25.
Damn
Yeah.
right.
He's like, all right. So
My
they
repo bitch better get out there and make me money in
Right.
rain
Yeah.
or sleet or snow.
That is exactly what they tell him, though. He's a guy literally tells him, "Go out there and make me some money."
Right. Also, he's getting shot at.
Well, yeah.
And the other guy pulls out a gun and tells him, "You're still on the job, white boy."
Oh, Light. Yeah, his friend Light is another Repo Man.
And he just starts firing into the house. But then we find out later he was shooting blanks at that.
Oh, see, this is why I need to watch it again. I didn't even pick up on that.
Oh, you didn't see that when they were right after that job when they're sitting in the parking lot and he shoots at his foot? Remember when he shoots at his foot? It's like blanks get the job done too.
Oh no, I didn't even. I missed that part. There's a lot of stuff going on in the movie, and
So
like I said,
that guy threw out thousands of dollars of cash that was wrapped up in the backseat of a car.
oh, that I remember. Yeah. Well, they were both. They boosted a car early on. Like right after he starts working for the Repo guys. Yeah, the two of them go out and boost a car that has a bunch of like basically they look like Christmas presents in the back.
Yeah.
And when they take the car,
And
they
they're
just start
just
throwing.
chucking them out- They're just chucking them out the window.
Yeah, right. They're there for the car, right? The car is how they make the money. But what they don't see, and we see, is that when the boxes bust open, there's just stacks of cash inside.
Yeah, it goes to like the Billy Madison road scene with the banana, but it's it's the wrapped up what we don't know is yet money, and it gets run over, and then all of a sudden we see this like rubber band stacked fucking amounts of cash in that fucking thing.
Hey, now what did that represent? You think that represented that like they didn't care about anything else except getting the cars? You know,
That it seemed like.
right? Because it's like, hey, it's like, you know, presumably they're boosting the cars for
Regular
money, right?
Regular car thieves don't think that way because regular car thieves will ransack everything in the car.
Right. But they were so focused on the cars and getting the cars that even when there was something extremely valuable in the cars, they disregarded it and threw it out the window, even though it was literally cash.
And Tommy is now transformed into a guinea pig. He's taken his guinea pig transformation.
That's right. You knew it was going to happen sooner or later, humans.
Yeah, Carol, this is actually that kind of movie.
Well, you know what? The one thing that's kind of weird is that when they were sitting there and they're throwing all that stuff out the window, it goes against everything that the original guy that brought him in said, because he said there's certain rules. You don't mess with the stuff in the cars. And
Oh,
then
yeah,
they
he
were
was
throwing
giving him
everything
the
out the
unwritten
window.
laws. He was giving him the unwritten laws of everything, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were snorting cocaine like 5 minutes later.
Oh, yeah. So they had a relationship kind of like Wolf of Wall Street, where, you know, Harry Dean Stanton was like the Matthew McConaughey, right? And Otto was like the DiCaprio. And immediately he's showing him the ropes, you know, like saying, we live in the high octane world of repo. Here, do some more. He called it speed, but it was obviously cocaine.
Obviously.
And they're always getting drinks. He was like,
you
let's go.
don't want to mix those up, though.
Like, let's go get a drink.
But Carol, can you pay attention at this point from everything you've already said?
Well, she goes and gets something to eat to help sober her up a little bit.
Oh, no. Why you want to ruin her night?
She doesn't have to eat a lot and sober her completely, but it might help balance her out a wee bit.
No. If she stays this way, God only knows what she might say in the chat. I want to see what happens.
Carol, you should try and watch this movie right now.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, besides, Moira, that stuff's fat soluble, so food is not going to help.
Carol,
Everybody I've ever heard of might eat, and they have to get a little less high. They usually want to eat beforehand.
If Carol's fucked up enough, she should watch this movie right now because her mind will be blown. So, the Chevy Malibu has a price tag on it for repossession.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And
And it was like
every time
not a
someone-
big price tag.
The Rodriguez brothers, the rival crew, they end up possession of the car at one point.
Yeah, so the Rodriguez brothers are like a rival repo crew, and they're basically just like our repo guys in every way, except that they're brothers and
there's two of them. Yes.
and, yeah, there's only two of them.
Oh no, wait, there's a couple more. That's right. When they show them, when Harry Dean Stanton's outside screaming at them, we see there's a couple more people in there.
Yeah, but they know all the repo tricks. They live the repo lifestyle, and you know, they're every bit as much a part of the, you know, the repo underworld as our guys are. And one of them looks like the Jesus from The Big Lebowski, and the other one looked like
the one with the hairnet.
Yeah, with the hairnet and the goatee, and then the other guy looked like Rico Suave.
Right. That one particular guy was the same character in a bunch of movies. When I think about it, like that one particular, the short, fat one.
Yeah,
He looked kind of like Mexican version of DSP. Anyone knows Dark Side Phil?
Oh yeah, DSP. Yeah, he does kind of look like that.
And the other
But
guy,
he's wearing that hairnet out in public,
and
like it's
the
a
other
hat.
guy, the other guy kind of looked like, what's his face? Scarface. Tony Montana.
Oh yeah.
Scarface. He looked like the bootleg version of him.
All right. Who's shaving their bikini line? I heard the buzzer. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know
All
you
right.
had a tether, Moira. I'm sorry.
No, I want to back up. I want to back up for 1 second though. Oh God, where was I going with this? Oh damn it! What were we just talking about? You were saying
the Rodriguez
car
brothers.
No, the car value. I want to back up to the car value. So even though the car value doesn't seem like a whole lot, even back then $20,000 was a lot of money, and even now, like a repo for $20,000 on a car is actually quite a bit, because you figure most people have probably already paid into their cars, and most of the time they're about halfway through their payments before they stop paying. So the car is usually, for a repossession, is usually not that much. But then you take into consideration how much more that money would be today. So now you're looking at somewhere in the, and anywhere in between 60 to 80,000. So look at it that way.
Okay.
So Emilio if Emilio finds it, he'd be going from $25 to the big leagues.
Big time.
Yeah, but he doesn't ever try to take over. See, like in an actual like crime movie, he would try to take over the repo gang, and he never actually does that in this movie, because this is not a crime drama. This is a surrealist like art film about.
Well, Harry
criminals.
Dean Stanton is also saying to the other guy, the crazy guy with the gun, he's also saying to him, he's like, when I find that Malibu, I'm going to retire, and I'm starting my own crew. And he says to him, he's like, you can't do that with $20,000.
Well, he was actually saying he was going to go in as partners, I thought, with him. I thought that's what he originally said.
I just remember the guy was saying no to the guy. What's his face? Light.
Light. Yeah, Light. Yeah, no, he was saying the Light. He said we can do this the right way. Is what he was saying. He says you can't do that on that kind of money, and that's when he goes into my credit is really good. And Carol's Cookie, did you get a contact high? I don't wear contacts, so I can't get high off of them.
Love it. Oh, my pulse rate's a little high.
Right. I think that whole, because he goes into a lot of detail about credit and how you can get a lot done with credit, and how great his credit is, and is like, oh, and they start talking about Russia, like, why do you think they never pay for anything in Russia? Think anyone pays for anything in Russia?
You a commie kid?
Yeah, no, yeah, because Otto responds like, everything's free in Russia. He's like, well, you a commie kid? I don't want any commies or Christians in my car, right?
Well, once again, I don't know if you noticed that, but there's a lot of point outs to some of the stuff that we're dealing with now with the ridiculous nature of some of these people talking about commies, talking about the extreme liberals. All that was towards the beginning of the movie. When they were watching that television program.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of subtextual like commentary on society and different groups in society. That's kind of how I read the whole film. And when I when I made a joke, because Moyer pointed out
how punk rock Emilio Estevez, how he goes from like working in a fucking
he tied a hoodie around his waist and put an earring in. Ooh.
Yeah, because he starts out in like a t-shirt with the sleeves ripped off, and like a dangly earring.
He's working in a supermarket. Then all of a sudden, he has a shot to get $20,000 by finding the Chevy Malibu. No,
right, and quickly he goes to wearing like a shirt and tie, and he swaps out his dangly cross earring for a stud.
A stud, yeah. He's got a stud instead of.
Of course, I guess everybody noticed that that's the same ear that supposedly Ali Sheedy's character pierced his ear.
Oh, in the Breakfast Club.
Oh,
Mhm.
shit.
But that movie came after this one. That was like
Exactly.
his
Exactly.
next movie after this one. But and you know what? Now that you mention it, I think his hair. He had like this short buzz cut in the movie, right?
Yeah,
He
the
almost
hindsight
had,
going on.
he almost
Right.
had like military school issue haircut.
That would be the hindsight bit.
Yeah, well, yeah. It was like a real short, high type. But I think because he was friends with all those punks in the beginning, right? And pretty quickly, all of those characters, the punks, shave their hair into a mohawk, right? All of them get a mohawk, and he doesn't, but he gets the job where he starts making more money.
His first idiot friend who comes out of jail, we see he's a skinhead right away. We see right away.
Yeah.
Oh! Can somebody help Kara out and send her that photo?
The guinea pig say earlier that. Oh my god.
Because I don't. What is she on Instagram?
I think it's hilarious that she's like 30 minutes later, she's
I'll,
like, wait, did someone say boobish?
I'll send it to her in on like Gmail or something.
His stupid friend.
Because
his other
I think-
stupid friend too. We see that fucking dude.
I think Instagram actually filters out objectionable photos even from private messages.
Is that really an objectionable
I feel
photo?
like that's atrocious. Like,
Well, I tried sending her a picture with a giant middle finger in it, and it failed every single time.
Is it an objectionable photo? Could you call it that?
I wouldn't call it objectionable. I'm just saying maybe their filters.
all right,
They're
make the picture black and white, add a little that little
I'm-
dimming on the sides, and it'll be artistic, and then send it through.
No, you know what? It's not objective. It's objectifying. There's a big difference.
No, objectionable as an inappropriate, not objectifying.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's not a cool picture to show everybody. Like, let's send this to grandma.
Well, personally,
Really?
I mean, I can see maybe them having a problem with you posting it for everybody to see, but a
Like-
private correspondence, I don't think it's
Do you
so
want it?
different.
Do you really
So
want
you're
to-
saying it was wrong of me to send it to a bunch of people?
No, I'm saying like.
Each
Oh,
one
no.
was each one was a private correspondence with that individual.
all right. It has
not
been
that some
sent-
kid can get on there and see it on your timeline.
Okay. So what you're saying is I should create like a blockchain and send it to a whole bunch of people.
If people are agreeable, I do not think their private correspondence should be interrupted.
By Japanese
Someone
sluts.
doesn't like
I
it,
don't
they can
know.
always block it.
I don't know. I always find time for Japanese sluts. They're cool.
You make time because they're worth it. No, but so his hair, I thought I kind of saw his hair as like a blank slate. That like the reason he had that hairstyle is because it could, it was kind of like it's like a blank hairstyle, so it could fit into any other transition he went through in the movie. His hair never changes, right? But his clothes change. So no matter what he's wearing and what he's doing, like if he had a mohawk, then wearing the shirt and tie would be pointless, right? Because he wouldn't look like a businessman.
Well, no, see, if they kept his sides the way it was, gave him a mohawk, and then later just trimmed the mohawk to be a proper hind tie, they could have done it.
Yeah, but I think they wanted consistency. Just one haircut throughout the whole movie.
I think we were also supposed to see him going from punk rock kid to full-time Repo Man and trying to, make more money and shit. Remember,
Right.
his fucking idiot parents gave his money to El Salvador to hand out Bibles to people.
Right. Well, yeah, and remember, this movie isn't actually about a kid who, becomes like the best Repo Man and rises to the top of the food chain, right? I mean,
Rise to the top of the planet.
well, it acts like the movie acts like that's what it's about, but then there's the way they use like symbolism and like just the abstract events. And the abstract lines that you hear and stuff is like
all the weird
it's-
shit Bob is saying.
Yeah. The
You know what,
movie is
Darius?
actually about something else.
There's one thing though, Darius. I think the word you're looking for is symbology.
Symbology.
I was thinking Boondock Saints. I was thinking it, and I hope he had said it so I could do the Boondock Saints line on him. Darn it.
The word
You
you're
just made
looking
it happen
for is
anyway. You just made it happen.
symbolism. What is the symbolism?
I love it.
Carol's cookies can't even open her email.
Nice.
Yeah,
But
she's officially BTFO'd.
You can write the word skill set, but you can't push an email button. Love it.
Did you email her? It says the subject is Japanese horse.
No, it's just an email. We already have a correspondence, so I just added a new email in the correspondence. No context given.
Tommy was saying he sent this around for research, so it's the Institute of Japanese Horse doing research.
Yikes.
Yeah, who knew that the Guinea Pig Collective was this diverse?
That's where I got my bachelor's, by the way.
YouTube?
Yeah. So really, like the Repo Men and Otto, doing the job, and getting good at the job is really just sort of a vehicle, pardon the pun. It's a vehicle for the events of the plot that represent, more broad concepts, right? So all the abstract things that happen represent more like truisms about the world, about other people, and about like society, but they do it through abstraction, and they stick it all together in a way that fits in this movie. But the
tells his doofus Napoleon Dynamite friend when he tells him about the dream they had where they're working as bellhops and they're 65 and they're in Florida, that shit.
Yeah, and I pointed out, I'm like, so what do you think that dream means? Obviously, if he's saying the dream, somebody wrote it in to the script. It's there for a reason. And I wondered if it was going to pay off later in the movie. And I'm not sure that it did. I can't think of when it would, but, or is it just to set up characterization for him, right? Was that a nightmare? Is he afraid that he's just going to work a basic service job with his friend for the rest of his life?
Also, I gotta say, I've been at jobs where I have had Otto's attitude that he had in the supermarket in the beginning. I've been that way. I have totally been that way.
You mean where he quits by telling his boss to fuck off?
No, not throwing someone through a display case, getting getting a gun pulled on me. I'm just saying, like, there have been times where I was like, fuck this, I'm done.
I literally told the boss to go fuck himself and walked out once. No, I was working at a Wawa. I was making five.
Fuck off, or if I just like laugh.
I was making $5.05 an hour, and they told me in order for me to stay at the job, and this was right after they got commended by the main corporate headquarters because I redid the fruit and vegetable aisle. Like I set it up how I thought because they had other people working on it and they kept getting low grades every year on it. They got a high grade and one of the highest grades that they ever got among all the Wawas in the area. And then they turned around and told me, well, the big boss came through and seen it and then seen your hair. And they said, you need to cut your hair in order to keep your job. I said, but you already told me that I have to have my hair tied up under my hat. And they said, that's not good enough. You got to cut it. I said, you think I'm cutting off all my freaking hair for $5.05 an hour? You're out of your mind. I said, you can go fuck yourself. Fuck you. Fuck this job. And fuck that motherfucker that runs it. I'm out.
And they said, wah,
that is
wah.
so half-baked. I love it. Fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you. I'm out.
You know what that was like? That was like, signs everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, blocking out the scenery, breaking my mind. And Tommy, what's cool about you is you never change because you're still doing that right now on YouTube.
And
yes, I am.
Long hair, freaky people need not to fly.
Hey, man, I was proud of the long hair that I had back then.
Under my head, and I didn't ask you why. That's exactly what.
Yeah, my hair was down to the center of my back, man. I wasn't cutting it for nobody.
Mm-mm. No, dude, I worked at a history attraction. They didn't even make me cut my hair.
Oh no, I had plenty of jobs. Like, shave, cut your hair.
Yeah,
And
see,
I-
Carol understands. She worked at a Wawa. They suck.
Wah,
All right.
wah, wah.
Is this code for Walmart?
No, it's actually
Oh,
a place
Wawa is
called
actually-
Wawa.
Sorry, yeah. Wawa.
Yeah, it wouldn't be out where you they actually
Yeah,
just
that's where I'm-
filtrated. They only just recently filtrated down to Florida. They started off in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, filtrated. Florida gets the runoff. It gets the dregs.
Oh,
It's true. I tell you what, though, man, the freaking hoagies from Wawa, freaking spectacular.
Oh man. Well, now I gotta go to Wawa. No, we don't have that around here. We just have like Kroger and Meijer and Walmart.
Yeah, we don't have those
Oh,
fucking
man.
things around here.
I'm trying to see how recently, Tommy, it was that you had that video of like, you know, the one I'm thinking of, the FU video.
Oh God,
It was not
I
that
wanna
long
say
ago.
that was like maybe 2.5 months ago, maybe 3 at the most. I do have to do a follow up to that, and I got to do the full video because YouTube is still at it with me. Oh, I called them out on freaking Twitter over it, and all of a sudden they gave me 10 of my subs back this time.
We didn't take your subs, but here, have 10.
Oh
of them back.
wait, all you have to do is yell at them on YouTube, and they'll give you subs back.
No, well, apparently, if you yell on people in a public space, that's when they take notice, and that's when you've got them.
Ah.
That's what I did to my internet company when they were said, "Oh, well, the best you're going to get is what you're getting," and I was getting less than 3 megabytes per second again on the download. Like it was getting so low, it was getting down to that 0.05 shit again. So they refused to help me through customer service. They refused to help me through technical support. So I said, "Screw this shit." I went on Twitter. I called them out. I called every CenturyLink tag that I could find on Twitter. I called them out and said, "What is this bullshit? You people are saying this is the best I get, but look, here's what I got here." And I called them out, and all of a sudden they wanted to talk to me in private. And then all of a sudden my internet is fixed like a day later.
Oh, you got a lot of them actually. Yeah, I just searched for the word "you," and yeah, you got like one every month or two.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've gone after them constantly. And every time I do, I get my subs back, and then they leave me alone for a while.
Well, congratulations.
Oh,
sounds-
Slash.
That
So you're-
sounds
are you-
stupid that you had to do all that.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
Sorry, what were you saying, Darius?
Oh, so yeah. Speaking of telling the boss to go fuck himself. So yeah, that's right. Otto starts at that convenience store job where he gets a gun pulled on him. The boss treats him like shit, and he quits in dramatic fashion. And I was surprised when they ended up back at that exact same convenience store way later in the movie. But then, he basically is jobless. He's walking around. And right then is when Harry Dean Stanton pulls up and, scams him into the job, which he ends up getting good at. And then,
Does he really?
and then the job changes him.
Does he really get good at it though?
Well, like I said, it's not that kind of movie. It's not like a Scarface, and it's not like, I don't know, what's another movie where someone gets a life-changing job and then they get good at it and they take it over.
He goes to that old black lady's house and he ends up getting the shit kicked out of him, trying to nicely repossess the car. He gets the shit kicked out of him anyway. He tries to take that one car and he gets shot at. He's not really good at his job.
Right. Well, hey, what you just pointed out, if you think about it, trying to do it the nice way got him the worst result, suggesting that, that it is a cutthroat world being a repo guy, and that, if you get weak or you get soft, then people will just, they'll fight back. You will not succeed. And so you have to be a shark, or in like Pink Floyd terms, you have to be a dog, right?
I mean, I also think there was things out of order in this script too. All right,
That was probably on purpose.
he goes to get the fucking the car from the old lady, and then he gets the shit kicked out of him, right? And then the next scene, he's with the guy Light, and they're repossessing the car, and he gets shot at. But then he
Yeah.
comes up. He comes up to all of them in the yard of the repo place. After all of that, and they're like, "Who kicked your ass?" Like, wouldn't Light have noticed that he got his ass kicked when they went
Right?
out?
Yeah. They're surprised. They were surprised that it happened. Like they had no idea. But then they decided they have to retaliate. Right? They're like, look, it doesn't matter that it's you. And a repo guy got his ass kicked.
They bully him into giving them a name.
Yeah. And they're gonna they're gonna vendetta, right? No repo man should ever get their ass kicked. We're gonna show them what happens. Doesn't matter that it's you, kid. You're a repo guy. You're a
They
repo
think
man.
Bad name by getting his ass kicked.
Yeah. Did it feel like there was a lot of East Coast people in this movie that took place in
It does-
like Southern California?
The people who worked in that fucking yard, yes. that fucking stupid ass security guard.
Oh yeah. Well, the writer / director was British. I don't know if he necessarily knew the difference in 1984.
Well, there were also people who moved from the East Coast out to other places.
That's true. Yeah, in some circles, that's moving on up, right? Because the weather's better.
So the rest of the fucking movie, I don't know. It's them. He finds the girl who works for the fucking United Fruitcake Organization.
Well,
whatever the fuck is that outside the building.
well, yeah. So that's a good point because and it was right after he tried to like pick up some British babe in a convertible, using like a pickup technique, works every time. He threw something. Was it like a flower or something? He threw in the car, and he's like, excuse me, miss. And she just pulls out a can of mace, sprays him right in the face with it, and then his friend just drives off and leaves him there in the middle of the road, right, just writhing and blind. And then we got an immediate cut to the next scene where they're like, in a car together.
What that was with the fucking bag that he threw into the girl's car? That was probably just hazing. That was just the fucking repo guys just hazing him.
Oh yeah, yeah, because they did leave him there. Just drove off. I'm like, dude, they just drove off, and then immediately it cuts to them just being cool again, right? So you're probably right. But then he's driving down the street and he sees like another girl who at first I thought looked really similar, right? Because she had like that curly brunette hair. And he's like, hey, you need a ride? And she's just blowing him off until he runs into this big stack of trash cans and knocks him over.
Oh,
and I was like,
comes out yelling at him.
Yeah, she's like, well, you knock it over, you pick it up. And I was like, dude, he steals cars. How does he not know how to hit and run?
That place was kind of a melting pot because you had British people, you had East Coast people. First of all, where was it? It looked desert area, wherever the fuck this movie was.
Yeah, I think it was like L.A.
It looked a little bit more desert.
In the beginning, it did, yeah. I don't think we go to like downtown at any point, but I could see like very tall buildings in the background in a few of the shots. I think it's just supposed to be like outer LA or maybe just somewhere in Southern California.
Let's see where it was filmed. I'm pretty sure I could get that info on IMDb, right?
Yeah. But you're right though. I mean, it almost felt like New York in the way that there were people from all over the world like right next to each other all over the city.
Also, his girlfriend that cheated on him within the first 5 seconds of the movie, she was British. The punk rock black chick.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. There were a few Brits. The girl, was it Layla? She's the one that's walking down the street, and so like I thought he was like dumb. I'm like, well, that's dumb. He steals cars, and then when he hits trash, he gets out of the car to like fix it. Come on now. He would just hit and run. But then you made a good point that it was all just another game to pick up Layla, which worked because then she got in the car, and then immediately another car pulls up next to them with these G-men looking dudes with aviators. Yeah, and she gets down, And he's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Don't let them see me. You know, they'll get me." And she immediately, that's how I really knew that this was going to be a wacky movie. She immediately doesn't know him at all, right? He just picked her up off the street, and she starts going into a whole story about aliens. She's got a photo of alien bodies, and you know she's going to put it in the paper, and that's why these guys are out to get her. And she takes him to what'd you say it was called? The
Fruitcake something.
United Fruitcake
Organization or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
UFO.
Shouldn't have been mom's own Fruitcake United organization.
Well, like MUFON or MUFO?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
MUFON, yeah.
You would have had something else in the end.
You were right. I looked up. It said all the filming locations were L.A.
Yeah.
This
It looked like outer LA.
It looked like, I don't know. To me, it kind of looked like it would be like Arizona or New Mexico or something. I don't know.
That's what I thought at first, because the opening shot was on the open highway. You know, it's all desert. But that was probably filmed, I don't know, out on the way to Barstow. But yeah, no, because we do start out in the desert. It's just one car and one motorcycle. But yeah, I mean, there was like warehouses and stuff, and then street corners. So, she pretty much takes him right to the United Fruitcake organization, right?
And then they fuck.
Yeah.
Then they get
in the car.
They're like the fast motion speed scene. Like,
I'll tell you what, when she went underneath the dash, they missed a really golden opportunity for a quick joke there, and they probably should have had him say, "How much is this going to cost me?"
No.
Well, you know why they didn't do that? Because they saved the blowjob comment for later when he shows up at the United Fruitcake organization and he's taking off his clothes.
That's right. Yeah. What did the five fingers say to the face?
And she's like, "I'm at my job." And he's like, "So am I."
What's up, Jedi Bill?
Hey, Jedi Bill.
How you doing?
Hello.
How you doing, man?
Fruitcake. So Carol's Cookies. I know you're pretty baked like a fruitcake right now, but it's an acronym, right? It's basically it's a cover organization that's designed to be so obvious that we will recognize that it's a cover organization. It's called the United Fruitcake Organization, UFO, right? So they're the ones that are investigating, this alien cover up. Basically like a conspiracy theory, right? And
hidden within a Chevy Malibu.
Right. And I like the fact that we never really get a whole lot of detail about what's being covered up, what's even going on. We know that there's aliens involved. We never even see the aliens, by the way. Spoiler alert. We never see aliens.
She's telling him about the aliens when she's on the floor, hiding from the sunglasses guy in the car.
Right. But all she has is a black and white photograph, and it's hard to tell what's even in the. Otto can't even tell. He's like, "What am I even looking at? Are those sausages?" He says, "Are those sausages?" She's like, "No, they're not sausages. Those are alien bodies." So we don't even know if there are aliens. I mean, we know about the car later on, but we never actually see any aliens.
Well, because of the car, I would say that there are aliens. Just because of the car.
It's strong. Yes, it is strongly suggested that there's an alien presence in the movie. Otherwise, there's no explanation for like why the trunk of the car is nuking people. Although the guy that's driving the car around starts talking about the neutron bomb. So I think it's designed to sort of keep us guessing about what is actually going on.
I remember when I first watched this movie, I like the opening scene of when the cop opens up the trunk and the light hits him. I thought it was like, I don't know if you know the game Maniac Mansion. Like the whole thing was based upon like meteor.
Yeah.
And you had to it was like in the trunk of the car. I thought it was something along those lines. I thought that Maniac Mansion had like taken from this movie or something.
I just imagine you're like, "What the hell is this?" And then you see the cop just like get immediately nuked. I'm gonna get my popcorn.
Bill, if you're not feeling well, I'd get checked for alien radiation.
Ooh.
And Carol's Cookie Carol's Cookie needs an adult.
Yeah.
As do
You're
I.
not going to find one here.
I hope you're all right. Bill.
I constantly need adult supervision.
Yeah, I hope you're okay, Bill. And if you got some chicken noodle soup,
Why does she need an adult?
I tell you what, you
How
can
is
see
that
my
functioning?
you can see my supervision on screen. That's my only supervision.
Oh, there's two of you now.
Yeah, man. They're the ones that are closest to the computer. That's why I can put the camera on them.
Dude, he's having fun. He's go down the slide. Let me think. So wait, how far in the movie did we even get? Oh, so he picks up the girl.
I don't
they go
know.
to
We
a UFO.
kind of been jumping around.
We went to the fruitcake factory.
Yeah, and so she takes him out to like a bar, right? Where everything is magenta, so it's like a nightclub type bar, I guess. And there's this woman there who at first I thought was what's her name from Third Rock from the Sun, right? The blonde chick with the angular nose. It wasn't her, but she's got this shiny metal glove on her hand.
You thought it was Jane Curtin? Is that who you thought it was?
Yeah. It wasn't her, but at first that's who I thought it was. But yeah, and so she's got. So as Slasher pointed out that yes, it just looks like she's wearing a glove, but it's not like a top shelf prop.
All right,
it's basically
also-
indicating that she has a metal hand.
Well, because we really got to learn that because his idiot punk rock friends walk in and start smacking him in the back of the head and calling him a sellout and all this shit.
Oh yeah,
And then his girl that left him for the idiot skinhead dude starts like licking the girl's hand. She starts licking that woman's
Oh, yeah.
phone, Michael
a
Jackson.
real gooey lick too. Real string of saliva.
I think she put her gum on it. That's what I think it was.
Oh okay, yeah.
She was chewing gum and put her gum on it. That's what I think it was. And she's like saying how it's a metal hand
Yeah.
instead of just a glove on a deformed hand or whatever.
Did we ever find out who that lady was? Did she work for UFO or?
Well, she was the one who was behind the sunglasses guys.
Okay, all right. Well, because that photo did make it into the paper, right? Layla's photograph of the aliens made it into like what the Sun Times, basically what in the Men in Black universe would be called the hot sheets. Basically, the photo makes it into a newspaper, but it's like the hot sheets.
Okay.
You remember the hot sheets, right?
No, I don't.
Okay, so those like tabloids at the supermarket.
National Enquirer.
Yeah. You got the ones that are just like celebrity focused, and then you got the real bonkers ones about
It's like
fake
Bat
news.
Boy.
Bat
No,
Boy,
Bat
yeah.
Boy. Yeah.
Everyone knows Bat Boy. Yeah. So yeah, like National Enquirer. Basically, they're real. Well, they're real tabloids about fake news, but in the world of Men in Black, those are called the hot sheets because that's how you get the real news about aliens on Earth, right?
These days, that's just probably more accurate than our
Well,
regular news.
yeah, and that stuff is absolutely online too. There are websites just like that. But my only point being that that's where her photograph it does get published in a paper, but it's like National Enquirer or the movie's equivalent of it. I don't remember what the title of it was, but it was probably a very self-aware title.
It was probably just called newspaper. No, it was just called newspaper. Carol, yes, this did win an award, believe it or not. It won the Guinea Pig Collective Award for excellence in a movie. I was there during the award ceremonies. This really did happen. You should just watch it anyway. Trust us.
Tommy 100% wanted to sit down and watch this movie. He was like, "Yo, I definitely want to fucking sit here and watch this movie."
Oh yeah, I want to watch it again.
Missing this.
Tommy is a legit fan of this film.
Well, dude, I am now too. This is by far the best movie that we've ever watched on a Wednesday night. No, dude,
On a Wednesday night. I mean, I
some
don't know.
of the movies we've seen have been pretty good. They were a lot better than I expected. Others were pretty
There
terrible,
was one,
worse
I
than
don't
I
know what it
expected.
was,
But this is
apparently it wasn't great, but it was better than I thought.
well, I have certain tastes, and I found this one to be an awesome movie.
I tell you what, I have a few more B-rated movies that are you would probably actually be impressed with.
Yeah, if you got some suggestions, bro, toss them out. No problem.
Yeah,
I will put them on the list. First of all, I have that fucking that one the fucking Lyle Alzado one from what we found out on your stream the other day. When I was like, it's probably on YouTube for free, and I found it out
Yeah.
on YouTube for free. So that's on my list. But no, I have next week's movie planned out already. But
have we seen Santa 2 yet? I haven't. Other people who knew I wanted to watch it went and watched it without me. But no, I still haven't seen it yet.
The movie in question was Destroyer: Shadow of Death.
yeah, that one.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Was it written by what AAG Creative Unit?
It might have been. I don't know. No, I don't think I could bring myself to watch Santa 2 now. I would have if things would have been different.
Right. Well, for that same reason, I actually did want to watch it because I was gonna watch it with someone that I can't watch it with now. But yeah, Carol's
I would have a suggestion for that. Right around November.
Yeah.
Right around November, watch it then.
I'd be okay with that.
As like an anniversary type of watch.
Oh,
I'm a
okay.
patient man. I could wait for that.
But I know you suggested Sleepaway Camp, Tommy.
Oh, I always suggest that one because I like watching people's faces the first time they see the end of that movie.
I've never seen that one, so I'm down to watch that.
I did a review of it on my channel, but I guess I could do a rebirth of Sleepaway Camp rebirth. I legit like that.
What wouldn't you call it? Sleepaway Camp, another look. Get it?
So at the beginning of this movie, Slasher said, "Yeah, this movie's kind of dumb, but dumb can mean a lot of things, right?" And so I was like, "Okay, well, is it just like a dumb script?" And
you made a remark about the script pretty quickly,
right? Well, so my question was, is it like dumb or is it smart dumb, right? Because some stuff is just dumb because it's dumb or because it's lazy, or people just don't know what they're doing, but then sometimes dumb. There's a kind of dumb that can only be written by smart people. And so I think this was actually smart dumb because a lot of the stuff that characters say in the movie sounds dumb, but it's only because the dialogue is so on the nose, or it's I wouldn't say it's cliche, but it's very like it's self-aware.
Also,
and
let's be honest, he's surrounded by morons.
Oh yeah.
Everyone around him,
weirdos.
Just about everyone around him is a moron. He's not really a moron. You can't really say that about his character. He's not a moron.
Well, since I got Dark Helmet on the screen, I'm surrounded by assholes.
Yes.
Surrounded by assholes. Well, and I think all the characters
kind of was surrounded by assholes, and everyone around him, even his parents are fucking assholes.
Oh yeah. And I think the characters in this movie, they all seem dumb, or they come across as dumb because they're very limited by their worldview, right? The characters only see things that are consistent with that character's point of view, so they're very limited. And I think because they are so limited, it makes them seem not clever. And but which makes them seem dumb, but I think that's part of the commentary of the movie is how limited everyone's perspective is.
Honestly, in the end, Bob is the only one who actually made sense with
exactly
with the ending we got. Bob is the only one who made sense with all his ramblings.
Exactly, and that was going to be my next point. Was and Bob turns out to be like the most aware character in the entire movie of anything outside of himself.
He's woke.
Yeah, he's based. He's woke
Well,
and
yeah.
based. Am I smart? Right now, yes.
She needs to watch this movie.
Oh,
I
I
tell you
recommend
what,
it.
she's been on an emotional roller coaster during this retelling of this film.
I
Mhm.
know. She didn't even see the fucking thing.
Although, speaking of dumb things done by the characters, there was that one time when Otto tries to steal a car while it's up on jacks.
And I pointed out how ridiculous that was. Because how do you not
Like,
notice that?
Yeah,
Bruh.
and then they come out and beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's when he gets beat up.
I'll take the whole car. I'll tell you what. You bend over, and I'll shove that car straight up your ass. On the jacks is fine.
Well,
Yeah.
that part he was a moron. I will sorry
Yeah.
say that was pretty moronic. But that's the only really, or even in the beginning, because we saw like he was an ignorant kid, and we saw that as soon as he got his first car, when he didn't even know he was repoing it, we saw that
Yeah.
he got attacked by like a family of fucking people.
Right. Well, and yeah, because he fell for the scam. So, and that's what I mean by the character. You know, they seem dumb because they're limited. Because we knew that it was a scam, right? The Harry Dean Stanton was just giving him a line, and he fell for it. So it makes him feel dumb, but he just has a lack of experience and a lack of awareness. So he falls for it, right? And so that's what all the dumb stuff that people do in that movie. I think is basically just a result of that. Is you know, they're not doing phenomenally stupid things that anyone could do. They're doing like stupid things that only that person would do
It's like
because of their mindset.
right? It's like a Simpsons episode.
Yeah, kind of. You know, although like several years before The Simpsons, but yeah, like his parents. Yeah, so in the very beginning, when he's like, you know, he asks his parents for money, and they're like, "Oh no, they're watching like the televangelist
Smoking
on TV." Yeah, they're both smoking a joint and they're super baked and like, we gave all our extra money away. We gave it to the
Didn't even look at him the entire time. that
Right.
he went in. You did you notice that? Like
right.
the
Yeah.
entire
Like, yeah, they're like, we gave all the extra money away. Send Bibles to Guatemala, and he's like, but what about me, right? And it's a valid question. He's like, yeah, but what about me? Like, I'm your only child. You know, what about me? And they didn't think of that, right? So it was a dumb thing to do, but it's an example of people doing something dumb because of the limitations of their own character, right?
Well, I also see it as this. I see it as a bit of a thesis on people and how they don't pay attention to what's going on around them. Also,
yes, yeah,
Also,
yeah. Well,
there's,
yeah.
there's a whole lot of that. Like they don't understand what they're really getting into. They're only seeing one aspect of what they're listening to instead of the whole thing. Like if he would have been paying attention to everything he was saying to him from the beginning when he pulled up to him alongside that car,
Yeah.
he would have seen that, okay, this is bullshit, but he wasn't. He was only focused on one thing. He was focused on the money that he was going to get instead of everything else that the guy was really saying. He heard it all, but he didn't really understand what he was hearing. And I think they're actually playing on that a little bit. The stupidity of the average person not paying attention.
Oh yeah, and the first car they steal together, there's all the money in the boxes, and they just throw the boxes out the window because they're so single-mindedly focused on the car that, like you said, they're not aware that there could be value in these boxes.
Not being situationally aware.
Right.
His parents, we saw that like they were programmed to sit there, smoke weed, and not take their eyes off the television.
Yeah.
Like, because they did not take their eyes off the television the whole time he was talking about it.
Well, yeah, exactly. They were hypnotized by the TV because it's also out of character for like people that are stoners like that, like that hardcore. Yeah. All they do is just smoke weed all day. To be sending Bibles to like South America, but they did it because the TV told them to do it. They didn't read the Bible. His parents don't read the Bible, but they thought it was a good idea because the television told them to do it.
So yeah, I guess this movie did have like its little its little messages in there.
Right. And to get meta again, the movie itself, is more than what it appears, right? Because we think we're getting into a movie about people repoing cars, right? But we don't know what we're really getting into. The movie is actually about a lot more than that, right? It's about bigger things than just repoing cars.
All right, I'm gonna check something right now. I want to see.
All
All
right.
right, I'm gonna do the box office to budget. All right, what does everyone think the budget on this was?
Oh well, I already looked it up at the beginning of the movie. It was produced by one of the monkeys.
In that case, I would say 30,000.
No, I remember Darius saying a lot more than that.
Well,
oh wow,
yeah.
that's
So at Alex
sure.
Alex Cox, he left England because he thought that the film industry there was pretty shitty, and he was hoping to, because this is the movie that made him, right? He was hoping to get like 70,000, and you can correct me if I'm wrong about this. It said he was hoping to get $70,000 to make his movie, but when he met one of the hey we're the monkeys who produced it, he went to talk to the studio and got him like $1 million.
Oh my god, what a waste of money.
Well, not really though, because Tommy was the first one to notice how good the cinematography was. The camera work was great. Like the shots were great. The lighting was great.
1.5 budget to 3.7 million box office.
Say, hey, profitable. And
well, I mean,
it put him on the map.
Technically, it just broke even. Technically,
Oh
yeah.
Also,
Standardly, with theater cut and everything like that, a movie needs to make something like 3.5 times its production value.
Probably made a lot in VHS rentals, right?
Oh, I would guarantee.
Oh, yeah.
Because the first time I ever seen this was actually from a blockbuster.
Yes.
Right, because it's a cult film, right? And this is the movie that put Cox on the map, right?
Cox on the map.
This movie it put Cox on the map. It broke Cox into a wider audience
And left snail trails everywhere.
Yeah, this is the movie that made everyone remember Cox, and so this is considered a cult film now. The cult of Cox. And we've been getting Cox once a year ever since this movie.
Look what you've done. Look what you've done to Helmet. He is frozen in fear now after all that. Frozen on the top ledge. He is not moving.
Carol's Cookie says she forgot the name of the movie 27 times now. But she can keep track of how many times she forgot it.
Repo Man.
Repo Man. Not Repo Men, and not Repo a Genetic Opera.
I've never seen Repo Men or Repo. What was it? Repo a Genetic Opera?
Yeah, I think Repo a Genetic Opera was like a stage play, and so I think Repo Men, the film, was an adaptation of the stage play. But that is actually sci-fi. But I think there is also a lot of social commentary in it, and a lot of irony and satire. Because that's actually about repossessing like organs and body parts in the future. So imagine like in the world of cyberpunk, if you basically finance organ transplants, and then if you stop paying your bill, like they did on the cars, then whatever mega corporation that you finance the organ from will send Repo Man out to repossess your organs or your body parts. So if you have like an artificial heart, and you stop paying on it, they'll come and take it back. Or if you have like a cybernetic arm, you stop paying on it, they come take it back. Right. So you see it's sci-fi, but it's also satire and social commentary.
So is it worth watching?
I haven't even seen it. Honestly, it's on my list. I got a long list. I mean, it looks interesting enough to me. It's not like a top budget film, but to me that's a good thing. Mid budget is where all the good stuff happens, right? Because that's where you have enough money to make stuff look good, but it's not so much money that it has to please everybody.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. A lot of time, the lower budget films, they've got to work a little bit harder at the script. At least most of the times they do. They work
Right.
a little bit harder at the script because they don't have the money for the rest of the budget for costumes and special effects and all that stuff.
Right. And on like an indie no budget movie, yeah, I mean they pretty much just write the script themselves, the director will write it, but like on a mid-budget movie, they can hire like real script writers and script doctors in Hollywood to like really clean it up and make it ready for prime time. But like it's just like with video games, right? If it's like a top budget movie, then it has to make so much money that it has to please everyone, and so the studio will start to make demands and give notes about what it has to do or what it can't do, and it will diminish the artistic vision. But in that mid range, that's why I consider that the sweet spot, because you really get the experimentalism in like the no budget movie, and then in mid budget you get like novelty movies which are experimental, but they have enough money to make it look good and get like real actors. Oh, she's seen it. Watch it.
What?
Writer Repo's it.
Opera?
Oh yeah, I guess so. That's cool. You got a cameo. It
Repo,
flopped.
The Genetic Opera? Is that what? That's the one.
That's the stage play. I think it's called Repo Genetic Opera. And then the movie. Well, movies have simpler titles, whether they come from like a novel or a stage play. The movie title's always shorter, right? Do androids dream of electric sheep? It's Blade Runner now.
I don't know. They do that with everything, don't they?
With what?
Don't they always just try to take something and just change the name of it slightly?
Oh yeah, they'll usually cut the name down a little bit. Some things will be the same, like Jurassic Park is Jurassic Park, Harry Potter is Harry Potter. But then, books can get away with having longer titles because they're books. And people are already going to read words. But yeah, for like a movie, it's got to fit on a poster. It's got to fit on the marquee.
You can only hope that Hollywood decides to remake Repo Man, right? Let's hope that Hollywood.
Oh no, dude, no,
we'll
dude,
get retelling of Repo Man.
Dude, they would never remake this because they don't understand it, and they could never remake this if they wanted to. That's what makes it such like a cult film. The only person who could ever make this was Alex Cox, and probably the Cox of 40 years ago. Like a 40 years younger Cox.
So what you're saying is you don't want to see a 40-year-old Cox remaking this movie?
No, I don't want to see. Cox. Yeah, I don't want to see 70-year-old Cox trying to make this movie.
Cox in his prime.
Yeah,
prime
you want to see
prime Cox.
You want to see Coximus Prime making this?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I want to see Coximus Prime making his movies.
Better than the other movie I've seen that this guy did. Because that movie was fucking stupid as fuck.
What was it? Highway to Hell. Straight to Hell.
Yes. Oh god, this movie was so much better. This movie was so much better than that one. So.
Dude, the weird thing about Straight to Hell, I looked that up after you mentioned it, and the title on IMDb for Straight to Hell is just Straight to Hell Returns, right? So I thought maybe it was like a recut of the movie, and so I looked at the blurb, and it says a shorter, less violent, less musical version of Straight to Hell Returns.
So yes, it legit had musical breaks in that movie.
Yeah, but it's self-referential, right? It's like an infinite recursion because it's called Straight to Hell Returns, right? Which makes it sound like a sequel or a recut. But the blurb says it's a shorter, less violent, less musical version of Straight to Hell Returns, which is the name of this movie that blurb is describing. So it creates a loop. So and there is no Straight to Hell in the list. There's only Straight to Hell Returns. So it's really strange that the movie is called Returns, and it references.
Let's see what the fuck
back to Returns.
What the fuck else this guy has done that I would know of?
But the title is original title, Straight to Hell.
He did Sid and Nancy. Okay.
Yes, yeah, he did that too. There's a lot of actors in Straight to Hell Returns.
Yeah, my
several of them were
review,
musicians.
my review that I used to have up on my channel for Sid and Nancy got nuked.
What?
Yeah, a couple of months ago. They had a
Really?
copyright claim on it for some of the music because I accidentally, that was early on when I was doing videos, and I didn't realize how much of the music I could use without getting hit. And I used way too much of one of the songs from like Oingo Boingo or whatever the hell it was. And they wound up putting a copyright claim on it. And the claim was on there for over 2 years. Actually well over 2 years. And they finally just turned around and they just ripped it down like maybe about 3 or 4 months ago. They just completely like axed it right off my channel. I was like, okay.
Oh my god! I just
By the way, I'm looking up his feature films, and I'm
did
looking
you just
at
find what I just found?
2009.
Yes, yes. That was just gonna. That's why I said, "Oh my god!" Yeah, Repo Chick.
I'm just looking at the name. I didn't click on it yet, and I don't know.
I clicked on it.
I don't know what I'm gonna fucking see when I click on it.
See who's it starring? Jacqueline Jonette. Don't know her, but yeah, basically the cover is like pink and blue. It says Repo Chick, a film by Alex Cox, right? And it's just like it's this blonde, like Barbie doll looking chick holding a what is that? A Glock? I think it's a Glock, but she's wearing like a frilly pink dress. And
Look at this guy's feature films from 1980 to 2018. It's very, very fucking skimpy. His resume.
Well, but you see, he's never taken a hiatus. You see, at first I figured, he probably took a break somewhere because, everyone, every director anyway, will like, they'll put out a bunch of films and they'll take a break and then they'll get bored and they'll start making a bunch of films again. This guy's never taken a break. He's put out like a movie every 1 to 2 years, which is what I meant when I said like, we've been getting Cox once every year.
I'm saying his feature films, whatever the fuck, it's like.
So I guess the big question is how much Cox is too much Cox, Darius?
I don't know. Moira?
I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm pretty much asexual.
Let's see. Okay, so let's see. Sleep is for Sissies, Repo Man, Sid and Nancy, Straight to Hell. Let's see, Walker.
I think Sid and Nancy was the first movie I saw Gary Oldman in. I think that was.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that is the same movie. Right. Yeah, that's one of his like breakout films. That was like 1986, so that's even older than I am. Highway Patrolman, never heard of it. Let's see, Three Businessmen. Oh, there's a documentary, TV series. Okay.
All right. Instead of looking up this guy's resume, I guess let's wrap up the gist of this fucking
wrap. Oh, I mean, there's a lot left in the movie.
Weird ass movie. I know.
So no spoilers, I guess, but yeah.
You were kind of all over the place anyway.
Eventually, everyone's looking for the Chevy Malibu with the mysterious human melting device in the back. Obviously, the Repo Men are looking for it. They, to get a big payday. But then UFO is looking for it.
Rodriguez brothers actually end up getting the car.
Yeah, they're actually not bad at their job.
Well, what happens is pretty bad.
Well, yeah.
Because they get the car stolen from them when they stop to eat.
Yeah. So it's not quite like a Smoke and Aces scenario where 20 hitmen are coming to kill one guy, but it's like you have several groups that are looking for this one car. And
they're all in the car and they're complaining about how hot it is while they're in there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But Otto also finds it by accident. He gets out of his friend's car and leaves, and he just walks down the street in a very surreal shot where he's walking down the street and there's just bums everywhere and there's like these weird posters.
Oh, yeah,
it's the same poster.
And there's the guys in hazmat suits taking dead bodies off the street just out of nowhere.
But they're like scientists because they're narrating what they're doing while they're doing it as if like for a recording. Like, and now I'm carrying the dead body into the back of the car. It feels warm, like he hasn't been dead very long. Very weird. And then Otto just walks up onto a bridge like he's gonna throw up, and then he sees the Malibu come onto the bridge.
He does throw up over there.
Oh, he does throw up, and right when he throws up, he sees the Malibu, so he runs down, and it lets him in.
And Psycho.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The guy's crazy.
Also, he had the car taken from him multiple times. The Psycho, because
yeah.
First of all, the Rodriguez brothers take it, and then the punk rockers, his idiot friends, the skinhead dude and the British girl, and the Mohawk guy.
Yep.
They take it from the Rodriguez brothers outside the diner that they stop at.
Yep.
But the Rodriguez brothers, they get the car stolen from them, and then they're just kind of like, they're not really pissed off about it. they just sit there and they're drinking their drinks.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
Okay, here, keep going. Just give me 1 minute.
Carol's just talking about Cox now.
If Cox could Cox.
You talk about Cox too much.
Right?
I'll be
First
back in 1
guy,
sec.
sure
I
has
just
that in
gotta
your mouth a lot.
I just gotta grab an aspirin. 1 minute.
Am I muted? Or is that just not funny?
Oh, you're
Yeah,
not.
it's not funny. Okay.
No, I didn't even hear what you said.
Oh, I said for a guy who's straight, he sure has that word in his mouth a lot.
It's horrible. Horrible. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Carol finally got her mail.
Chris, I sent you a message.
Oh, now Carol can look at Big City Japanese for us. Okay.
I'll have to look on my tab.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Anyway, I just want to get into to how much this movie makes no sense. You can't tell what the storyline is because it's going from aliens to like the hardship of the working man to crazy people in general, just outlandishly crazy people.
You know, the best way to sum up this movie, Slasher, if you want to sum it up in a nutshell, this movie is the Walmart of movies. It gives you a little bit of everything.
It's a sampler.
Exactly. It's like one of those Russell Stovers that you give out for like Valentine's Day or something.
Like from beginning to end, though, you don't know what the fuck way it's going.
Right.
But I think that's part of its charm.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because like like Tommy was saying earlier, it's it is sort of like a commentary on well, I said society, but I think he was right that it's about the limitation of their own perspective because they're so focused on one thing that they don't see anything else, right? And so you have all these different characters looking for the same thing, right? And but they only see one thing at a time.
And they're all tripping over each other's shoelaces, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, and they just want what they want.
That was the other thing when they decided to go out and be a vigilante crew, and they beat the fuck. He gives them the name after they bully him into giving them a name of who roughed him up. And
Yeah.
He gives them the name of the guy who fired him from the supermarket in the beginning. They go to his house and fuck that guy up, right? And then all of a sudden, the Rodriguez brothers find the Malibu, and the Rodriguez brothers are pretending to be. What are they screaming? Special deputies pull over to the Malibu, to the Psycho guy.
Yeah. Well, they were pretending to be cops, which is the same thing that the Repo guys did, was pretending to be cops.
Yeah.
And so they had hats that said sheriff, right?
And then
They all had.
The Repo guys were so fixated on the Rodriguez brothers that they went after the Rodriguez brothers instead of noticing the Malibu that's been on their fucking radar from the beginning.
Right. Exactly. Yep. And they're
And
so
then
focused on each other, they copy each other's like tricks and tactics all the time. So they're both pretending to be cops.
And their beef with the Rodriguez brothers ends up pointless because
Yeah.
one of them fakes like they have whiplash. Harry Dean Stanton keeps trying to go after them with a baseball bat, but the rest of them are pulling him away.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, how's your neck doing?" He's like, "Oh, my neck!" And then they sue them for damages. The Rodriguez brothers are suing us.
Yeah, like the very next day.
Yeah.
The very next day.
Yeah. And so, who was the only character in the movie that didn't want anything, or that wasn't after anything?
Bob the Goon.
Bob,
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
gonna
Yeah.
say, I was gonna say Bob wasn't after anything. Bob was just
Right.
in his own fucking world.
Yeah. You know, he was a thinker. He came up with elaborate ideas about the world or about the future and the past, but he was never after anything. He was just hanging out by his trash can, making a fire.
I don't understand why Russell Stover should be outlawed, but
She finally got that email.
so
But yeah,
who would-
and what about the lobotomized guy with the one?
dude with the dude in the Malibu.
Yeah, he didn't really want. I don't even know where he was going. He was just driving the Malibu.
Did he know where he was going?
Well,
You
he
also
didn't
don't
make a
get-
whole lot of sense.
You also
Well,
don't
no,
get-
he did make sense if you listen to what he was saying. Like, even when he was talking to the third person. He was actually talking about himself.
Hmm.
You mean before he crashed the car and died?
Yeah. When he was explaining to him, I had a friend that got lobotomized because he had problems. Da, 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 da. I had a lobotomy. It's telling you that he doesn't even. Yeah, it's once again he's not paying attention. It's situational awareness. He's so far lost in his own one-minded thought of driving this car or going wherever he's going or not going that he doesn't even recall or remember that he was the one that got lobotomized.
Right. His friend was like his old self before the lobotomy. It was like another person.
Yes.
Right. But when you get a lobotomy, you know, it tones down.
And then the hazmat people set him on fire on the bench later on when we come back. Because Emilio takes his dead body out of the car and puts him on a fucking bench. And then takes,
Yeah, he just sets him down there. You know, like in like remember in Quantum of Solace when his friend what's his name?
I didn't see Quantum of Solace though.
His friend, the Greek friend, his name was like Max or something, or Makis. But he's like his friend dies or he's killed by the enemy, and Bond just like takes his body, and Mathis, that's what it is. Yeah, so Mathis was from like Casino Royale. Well, in Quantum of Solace, he gets killed, and Bond just takes his body and throws it in a dumpster. He takes his wallet and just throws the body in a dumpster. And Olga Kurilenko, who was in like South American Face in that movie, by the way. She's Russian, but she was playing like super dark-skinned South American. She goes, "This is how you treat your friends." And Bond goes, "He wouldn't have cared." Right? That's what I thought of when Otto took the Malibu driver's body and just set him on the bench and left him there.
Also, I'm pretty sure that the fucking speech that he gave him freaked him the fuck out.
Oh, yeah. He had no idea what he was talking about. He's like, "Sure, man, lobotomy, whatever you say. Neutron bomb." He's talking about lobotomies and neutron bombs.
That was another one where Otto was trying to do nice repossession.
Oh,
he
yeah.
was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Let me try. He literally asked him, like, "Let me drive."
Yeah. You think he would have learned, but nobody ever really learns anything in this movie, do they? Until the end.
I don't know what I learned by watching this movie. Mind you, this is probably like the 5th or 6th time that I've seen this movie. This is one of those movies since the first time I've seen it. I end up seeing it once every like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna watch it again like tonight when I go to bed. Oh yeah. And his one friend, the bald guy with the beard, who was hooking up with his ex. They were like, they were just like punks who were robbing stuff and committing crimes. Yeah, the couple that was like, hey, let's go commit some crimes, and then yeah, let's go do some crimes. Let's go get sushi and then leave without paying. Yeah, and but when they're sitting in that car and he's like he just out of nowhere comes with like, hey, why don't we just like settle down and like get married and have a baby? And she's just like, what?
And then she shoves the cocaine vial in his face.
Yeah, yes. It's like, what? Here, you need more cocaine.
Wow.
You're talking nonsense.
Carol, there would be a big market for that on Twitter.
I don't know. I might be lobotomized like accidentally. I might have hit my head one time and actually did it myself without me knowing it. I don't want to dig up my nose.
Oh yeah, I would. Well,
Actually,
let's say we're doing heroin.
It would have been good if we got a whole movie about that guy. I think that guy's story would have been a better movie.
Wait, which guy? The bald guy with the beard?
Oh, psycho guy driving the Malibu.
That guy? Oh well, yeah. Like it kind of was his story, at times. Well, he's the first character we get in the movie.
I'm talking about like his whole entire story.
Yeah.
How did he come into possession of the alien bodies in his car?
Well, yeah, exactly. We never find out.
Bodies. Supposedly, it's alien bodies in the trunk of the car that's evaporating people when they open the trunk.
Right, but that's only what Layla says, right? And someone later calls her Lila, and you're like, "What's her name, Layla?" I'm like, "Well, it might be a hint that she's a liar." But all she had was her claim that they were alien bodies and her photograph that looked like sausages, and then later she comments that like the alien bodies are probably not even cold enough, and they might be decomposing in the trunk. So why would dead bodies nuke people? I got the impression that it was like a machine of some kind, maybe built by an alien, but then why is it in the trunk of the car? We never find out.
That's why when I first saw it, I thought it was like a meteor or something.
Right. We never actually find out if there's any aliens at all. We never find out. Yeah, we never find out what exactly is in the trunk, or what everyone plans to do with it when they find it. We never find out. It is basically a MacGuffin, right? Because it's what everyone's after. And of course it's a car because, Repo Man. But yeah, no, they really don't answer our question. We get a pretty mysterious ending, which it proves that there is something highly unusual going on and that the car is worth pursuing, but we don't really understand what it is, or at least I didn't.
Get any dream sequences to confuse us, like Deadly Friend did.
Oh God,
we didn't get any dream sequences.
We got a description of a dream sequence about being a bellhop, but yeah, no, we don't get any scenes that trick us like that.
So everything that happened on screen actually happened.
Yeah. Yeah, even the really strange things, even the impossible things, everything actually happened.
So eventually what happens? He gets captured by the metal hand woman.
The fuck?
Oh, I'm gonna air it irony.
What the fuck?
Is that coming from outside?
I can't tell. Because the places it would be coming from, I muted, and it's not muting.
Do us a favor. Go outside and look and see if you can find a flying Malibu.
No, I realize that it is the Ukraine thing. Apparently, every about 4 hours it does the air raid and then it quits.
Oh, okay. I thought that was Oklahoma for a second. It's like,
Well, I had two different pages open. They're both showing the Ukraine, and sun is just coming up, and it had a red turn. So my bad on that. I did not know it wasn't muted.
I got you.
You have me thinking that they were flying in Oklahoma, that you're getting air raided.
Yeah,
It would have been unlikely because there's a shit ton of military bases between here and the coast, man.
That's true.
Going on, it's like, whoa.
That's true.
My last words would be, it was an inside job.
Yeah, I'm pretty much inland, away from both coasts, but I'm very close to Canada.
See, that's not good.
Yeah, right across the river is Windsor.
Their bullshit communism going to be sneaking over.
Man, somebody needs to just push Trudeau off the Ambassador Bridge. In Minecraft, Carol's cookie's getting scared. She's too high to be hearing those sirens.
Oh, honey, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Right,
Quick, somebody send her another boob picture.
That's your department. More Japanese horse.
Oh, so what was okay? Harry Dean Stanton. What was his character's name? I don't remember his character's name. Yeah, I don't remember either. But his last words are, "I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees."
Harry Dean Stanton was Bud.
But yeah, I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. Right? That was like the thesis of his character. His last words.
He gets annihilated. He finds the car. He's in the hospital. Yep. And he ends up getting the car. And then Otto comes up to him while the car is glowing.
Yep. And right. Well, because it's been glowing since they took it out of the hospital, but and the people looking for it didn't even notice it. But yeah, no, he drives away, and then Otto follows him in a stolen car. Right, he catches up to him. He's just sitting there, and they're talking. And then the helicopter comes up behind Otto.
Oh, I'm sorry, Darius. Go ahead and take over the conversation. Oh. I'll be back in a second.
So he basically the Malibu is at the hospital, and Bud was in a hospital bed, and so everyone else showed up at the hospital looking for the Malibu, thinking that everyone else had it. And by the time they realized that nobody else had it and that Bud must have it, they went to check his room and he was gone. He slipped out. So everyone else goes out looking for him, and you see the Malibu is now glowing and driving out of the parking garage. The only one that figures out where Bud is going is Otto, who busts the window of a car and steals it, and then he goes after the Malibu and he meets up with them. And Bud is just sitting there in the car, and they talk. And honestly, I don't remember what exactly they said to each other. But, it's about like what they were going to do next. It's sort of like the climax of the movie, really.
And he was trying to figure out a way for him to sell it so they could both split the money.
Right. Oh, yeah. So they could set up their own repo business. And then the helicopter, you see it for like a minute or two as a searchlight coming up behind Otto before it finally arrives. But then once it gets there, Bud gets out of the car, and the helicopter just unloads on him and just shoots him in the chest. And he goes, I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. And then everybody else pulls up, right? UFO pulls up. The government men with the aviators pull up. And even the pastor shows up, the televangelist. Literally everyone shows up. And they're all wearing like these white lab coats. And the guys in the hazmat suits come up and they approach the car, but they feel a force field coming from the car as it's repelling them. And one guy gets so close to the car that it nukes him without him even opening the trunk, because the car appears to be sentient. It knows who everyone is around it, and it knows their intent. And so the guys in the hazmat suit are not welcome around the car. And then the televangelist walks up to the car holding up a holy Bible, and the car shoots it, right, with like a laser.
It was more like electricity.
Oh, electricity, yeah. So bzzz, it zaps it, right? And maybe so it's either a rejection of the Bible itself, or it's a rejection of the televangelist for being a giant hypocrite.
Also, we see when Harry Dean Stanton is escaping from the hospital in the car.
Yeah,
we see two sunglasses guys running after the Rodriguez brothers in the parking lot, and up behind them comes the car, the Malibu, and it zaps one of them. It does the electrical zap to one of them and knocks them down.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. So he knows who they are, knows that they're after it, and the car defends itself.
And then the hero of the hour walks up, Bob.
Yep.
Yeah,
Good old Bob.
yeah. Nobody can get close to this car until Bob, the homeless guy, who, with all of his crazy theories about time travel, seeding the human race. He walks up. He comes up out of nowhere. Walks up to the car. He gets in.
And
it's
just
fine.
Chilling. He's chilling.
And Otto looks at him.
It's fine.
And he's like, what are you doing?
He actually told him before he doesn't drive. He never learned
he's
how
like,
to drive.
I thought you didn't drive. And he doesn't say a word. He just gives him the finger to beckon him over. Yeah. And so as he gets up to approach the car, Layla is there. And by the way, Layla participated in torture. It was very brief, but we didn't mention it. But Otto was tortured for information. Basically, he was interrogated painfully, but very briefly before his friends rescued him. And Layla was there.
Yeah. Listen, it's exactly, Carol.
Yeah.
Exactly. There is
So much is happening. Yeah. The movie moves very quickly, right? Yeah. So yeah, there's a whole torture scene that we skipped over. Right, where the woman with the metal hand kidnapped him, and she's like, "Look, time is short, and I don't believe you, so I'm going to torture you." And Layla was there, and so she asked him a question, and he's like, "I don't know." She's like, "Where's the Malibu?" He's like, "I don't know." She shocks him. He's like, "Ah!" And then his friends immediately come get him, and then Layla's like, "Shouldn't we stop them?" And she's like, "No, this is all part of it. You know, this is all part of the plan, right?" And so, anyway, at the end, he goes to the car, and Layla stops him. She's like, "Wait, what about our relationship?" Right? You know, because Otto picked her up off the street, right? And she, tortured him.
Fuck you. He legit says.
He said, "Fuck that."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, no. First, he's like, "What?" And then she says it again. What about our relationship? Yeah. And then, he says, "Oh, fuck that."
And then she's like, "I'm glad I tortured you."
Yeah. She's like, "I'm glad I tortured you." Right? It's like every ex. It's like a metaphor for every ex when you break up. I'm glad I tortured you. And so he goes and gets in the car, and then it's and it lets him. And then when Bob's behind the wheel, and then the car begins to float up in the air, and then
I also love how this guy's name between all of us is Bob.
right.
We don't know
his name in the movie.
I know his real name, but I more know him as Bob the Goon from Batman.
Right.
It's
I don't remember his name in the movie.
Say, if you see a movie with Stifler in it, you can say, "I saw a movie with Sean William Scott," or you say, "Oh, I saw a movie with Stifler in it." No, you say Stifler.
Was his name Miller? Was that his name in the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tracy Walter is the actor's name. Yeah. He played Bob the Goon.
Walter. Yes, and he has
Yeah, Tracy Walter.
he has an action figure.
Yeah, Bob the Goon. Yeah, and he was Malik or Moloch in Conan the Destroyer.
Yeah,
Oh, and he was in City Slickers as someone named Cookie.
and he plays a bum that's jerking off in the alleyway in an episode of Always Sunny.
Yeah.
And D beats the fuck out of him with a garbage can lid.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, and then the car flies away and no one can really pursue it, and the car is just flying freely around the city between the buildings. And Otto's just has this stupefied look on his face as he just looks out the window like, whoa.
They're not
And
even
then,
flying, like just flying. They're zipping back and forth. They're
yeah,
like,
yeah, they are. And it's a real cheesy effect, but it works because the car is just glowing. You know, that 1986 or 84
Yeah.
overlay effect where the car is just like glowing green. You know, it's zipping around the buildings, and then you see it goes up, and you just see the night sky and the stars, and implying that the car is going off into space. Space Malibu.
And then the movie makes less. When the movie ends, it makes less sense than when it started.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I still
but
have
no,
trouble wrapping my head around what this movie is supposed to be. There was a lot of shit thrown into a fucking blender. It was good. I liked it and all, but still, it's weird.
Oh, the repossession agency was called Helping Hand Acceptance Corporation. Huh. I didn't even notice that, but yeah, that sounds like
Yeah, he said it
a
a couple.
corporation.
He said it when
Yeah.
he sat down with the old lady before he got the shit kicked out of him.
Oh yeah. That is funny though. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, that is exactly like a corporation to take whatever they're trying to say and phrase it in such a way that it sounds like a really, really nice thing. How could anyone say no? Right? They come and take your car. In this movie, they're literally like stealing your car, but it's called Helping Hand Acceptance Corporation, right? They're accepting your car back to their possession.
Their hands.
Yeah, into their helping hands. The hands that steal your car. They're helping themselves to your car. Oh, that's funny. I can't believe I didn't notice that. Yep. Yeah, they donated his parents donated his college fund to a televangelist.
But
So,
apparently,
yeah.
Repo Chick. Oh Jesus Christ!
Immediately I assumed it was nowhere near as good of a movie as this was, and sure enough, this got like a 7 out of 10 on IMDb, where they
Really?
use the full scale. Yeah, IMDb uses the whole scale anyway, right? So like a 5 out of 10 on IMDb is an average movie, and this got a 6.9, right? And Repo Chick got a 3.8.
Wow.
So not as good. Sorry,
got a lot.
Cox.
So yeah. Well, that's the end of the movie. They go flying out into fucking space. Whatever.
Yep.
Emilio and Bob go flying out into space because the
I
aliens.
think it's a metaphor for freeing your mind and learning new things and new horizons.
That's why the alien car accepted them. That's why it didn't electrocute them or set them on fire, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and like seeing, the value in other people rather than, because like Tommy said, there's more to everything than what their first appears to be, and every character is very limited in what they can see. They can only see what they're like looking for, and so
It also
like
let Harry Dean Stanton in too. The car also let Harry Dean Stanton in it.
oh yes, it did. That's right, it did, because he wasn't trying to hurt the car, right? Maybe maybe that's why it let him in. Maybe he wasn't going to like sell the car,
So
even though
anyone
he said he was.
who didn't want to harm the car was safe, basically, right?
I guess. I don't know. You know, it's left to our interpretation.
Because those government hazmat suit people would have, you know, they would have done something with it, right? Well, if they didn't, because it also set one of the hazmat suit people on fire.
Yeah, it did. They had it coming.
They did. They really did. But that was an Emilio Estevez movie. Everybody.
That
And I have another Emilio
One of the
Estevez
first.
down the line.
Oh man. Says, I feel like the towel. Oh, towely?
shit.
Says I feel like the towel.
Maybe she's talking about after looking at that picture, she feels like she needs a towel.
Of the Japanese whore.
Of course.
That's why I had to step away for a minute.
Wow.
Where's my
Why do you
sound effects?
Why do you think I walked out of the room like 2 minutes ago? I'm just kidding.
What is wrong with you guys? Really? Dang.
Yeah, so Cox does not soar to the same heights that he used to.
You
Wow.
keep saying, Cox.
Yeah, Cox ain't what he used to be.
Yeah, come get this one and get your kicks.
Repo chick.
All right,
It's
so
such
whatever,
a self-referential throwback.
what everyone think about this movie?
Dude, it was smart dumb. It was an awesome movie. I wouldn't even say it was awesomely bad. I mean, I can see why people who didn't get it would think it was bad or dumb, but I thought it was clever. It was very creative. It had a lot to say, but you got to really pay attention.
Definitely a movie you have to watch more than once if you want to try to get it. I like this one, and it was why I suggested it, and I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think I would too. You know, yes, it's not even super low budget. You know, I mean, like Rodriguez made El Mariachi for what, $7,000. This is made for 1.5 million.
$5 in $1984. That's kind of, for the way this movie came out, like the way it looked, you know, that's pretty good, right?
Yeah, 1.5 million. Like I'm saying, like you can make movies for like thousands of dollars. You know, real minimum budget. But like, yeah, this was made, and okay. In theory, it's like a 70 grand movie in conception because that's, you know, he had like the script and the treatment and the, you know, he had the pitch ready to go for 70,000. That's all he was really hoping for. And then the monkey got him over $1 million. So they had the money to spend. So I'm assuming like the script was already written and he had like a vision. He may have even had storyboards, but like the, you know, that money was spent and not on like cocaine and hookers. That money was spent on cinematography, on cameras, and on production value. Like it did go into the movie.
You get the cocaine and the hookers and catering. That's what this film. that's where you look for your cocaine and hookers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was fake cocaine in the movie, right? There wasn't method. There was no method acting in this movie.
No, I'm talking about for their downtime, or when they're not on film.
Oh yeah.
Well,
no, yeah.
I could tell you exactly what it was. It's those little packets that can cause a lot of damage if you're not careful with them, and it was Splenda, all of it.
Yeah, that's what it is, right? Splenda or stevia, the fake cocaine they used in the movie. Is that what it is?
Maybe. I heard they used lactose in Hollywood as fake cocaine because it has like the same look and texture as cocaine. But
That's
if you're
not
like,
good because it coats your lungs.
well, it's probably bad for your nose too. But if you're lactose intolerant, I mean, I assume it's probably also bad for you.
Like honestly, what was Al Pacino sticking his face in at the end of Scarface? Like what was it?
Probably lactose.
That was big piles of lactose.
Yeah. Well, it
Big
wasn't
piles of
flour.
cocaine.
Yeah, flour's too fine, right? Like it's the particles are way too small, so it doesn't move around the way that cocaine does. So it doesn't make for good
Yeah.
cocaine. You got to get something that's like the right size and texture. I think lactose is the closest thing they have that's not toxic.
But Tommy, Darius, you guys like this? Moira,
Yes.
Moira, did you like this?
No.
No. Ah,
No, you
No.
like
too weird.
Not one part of it.
The whole thing's like even like the way they spoke. It's so oddly like it wasn't even like properly rehearsed. It was so
Weird.
odd and unnatural in the way their
Weird.
conversation flowed.
It
That's
was
a
weird.
big thing for me.
Yeah, it felt written that way, right? Hey, let's go do some crimes.
Yeah, the fucking
I mean,
script.
there's that too,
Yeah.
but just the way I don't know. Like if Wish.com had made a script, this is what would happen.
I agree. That
Dialogue.
Moira's saying that the movie felt like English.
Dialogue. That would have been it.
little skinhead dude, but it's not just the little skinhead dude's dialogue, but the way he was delivering it.
Everybody's.
That little skinhead dude was one of the worst actors I've ever heard, like rehearsed lines in a movie ever. When he went to that 1940s gangster voice, just out of nowhere,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you, see? It's like, I don't know.
I still say there was a few parts in the movie. I feel like the guys were reading the script as a whole instead of the segments that they were actually supposed to read. Like, I really think initially those guys in the hazmat suit were just supposed to read that as dialogue while the body's warm, and they were supposed to maybe say the body's warm, or they were supposed to do that. Instead, they just read it as dialogue. I think that happened, and I think it might have been left that way.
Maybe.
I'm also still convinced that those two scenes are out of order, of him getting his ass kicked and then getting into the shooting incident. I think those are out of order. I think they fucked up on the fucking cutting room floor there.
You think he's supposed to get shot at before getting his ass kicked?
Yeah. Because he's with the guy. He's with
I was
the
going to say Carol. Carol, no, because then it would have been in Austrian.
Wait, what?
Oh, LDG. Is ready to like. Where's my Dillard clip?
Okay, I don't want to.
I don't have the Dillard clip right now.
Wait, Dillard, the fucking comic strip from back in the day?
Yeah, the comic artist one time, which is like, Jedi Bill's coming on. And Carol's Cookie said, oh, yeah, Jedi Bill can go for hours and hours and hours. He can go all night. And Dillard said, Carol, you whore. There's babies in the chat.
Dang.
And I'm supposed to clip that and then send everybody the clip so everyone has that sound bite to play for Carol.
But,
That was Carol's idea.
I'll wrap this up. I'll say I do like this one. It still makes no sense to me. I've watched this movie numerous times. It makes no sense to me. But it's one of those movies that I still will watch. I can't explain what it is.
I already want to watch it again.
And so I'm going to up the star power next week on the movie. Because next week I'm going to do Vampire's Kiss, starring Nicolas Cage.
Oh, God, no.
Yes.
My mother and I hated that movie. God.
Oh, yeah. It's coming next week.
If Moira hated it, then I know I'm going to love it.
Not necessarily.
No. But.
It is top-notch acting on
It's not top-notch.
Nicolas Cage's part? Oh, yes. Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, this is like, that's it. Yeah, I know.
It doesn't matter. It's got to be better than Ghost Rider. And you know what, Carol? At least the
No,
baby's in
no,
the
it's
chat,
not
not
better
in
than
the oven.
Ghost Rider. It's really not.
It's got to be better than Ghost Rider 2.
I hated both of them. Those Ghost Riders sucked ass.
Ghost Rider was cinematography
Wait.
magic compared
They
to
made
Vampire Kid.
a Ghost Rider 2?
Oh yeah,
Spirits
they
of
did. They sure did.
Yeah, the Prince of Darkness' son and stuff is in there, I think.
Because I didn't even see the first go. You know what? I saw. Here's another one I gotta put on my list too. Because I was flipping through the fucking channels, and I came across this one. Oh, it's another Nicolas Cage doozy. Oh shit! What's it called? Drive Angry. Oh my.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that one either.
Oh shit!
You watched that one?
Later on movie. I caught it from like. I might have caught it from the middle to the end. Holy fuck! Is this a shit bomb? But it's a good one. It's a good shit bomb.
That's what we're looking for, the good shit bombs.
Oh, I'm trying to remember the actor's name. I can't remember his name. Is Robbie Sutton. He was a bit like a comedian actor, and he did this one called Die Laughing. You ever see that?
Die Laughing.
Wait, what was it? Was it making fun of Nicolas Cage?
No. It's just a weird movie.
Robbie Benson?
That's it, Robbie Benson.
I'm not familiar. Maybe I know him if I saw him.
And then another weird movie is Eating Raoul. Oh, you're familiar with that one?
No, it's just funny.
Oh.
The past two names you said were fucking funny.
Eating Raoul.
Die
Laughing.
Die
Eating
Laughing.
Raoul.
Like it would be like a comedic version of Die Hard.
Just put those two titles together. Die Laughing, Eating Raoul. Sounds like a porno.
They never did that. They never did like a spoof Die Hard movie.
Not yet. No, I wouldn't want them to make one now. I don't think they make spoofs anymore.
Late. But anyway, I'll wrap this up. Carol, thank you for coming through. I'm pretty sure you've been my only viewer for the past fucking 45 minutes.
It's quality, not quantity.
No, well, yeah, the Jedi Bill was a while ago. That was like 11:44.
Oh, hey, Darius is. Oh, he's here in the chat and on the panel.
You sound a little high too.
Me?
You're
No.
like, oh, he's on the panel and in the
Me?
chat.
No, never. Jedi Bill. Carol probably still needs an adult. I don't know why.
There's none here.
Don't let strangers into your house.
Raoul tasted funny.
And boom.
Oh no, there's a guinea pig on the screen. Oh, wait a minute, that's me. Hey everybody, what's going on? It's your friendly neighborhood guinea pig, Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. Keep your toes under the table at all times. Recline your seat, and don't worry about a thing. We got everything handled. We're going to raid your fridge, and you will thank us for it.
Thanks for coming through.
No, my pleasure. I wanted to see this one anyway. I suggested it, and there was no way I was going to miss this one. I haven't seen it in such a long time.
And boom. Moira.
What's up? Oh shit. Hi everybody. Gosh, I don't have a whole lot to say about myself. I don't stream much anymore because all my friends seem to have mostly abandoned me, although I am invited to their channels, it seems. Except Slasher as CCDB. They have not abandoned me. But I know I can feel Darius's eyes rolling. Feel it. Anyway, but At some point, I will probably stream again in a few days or so. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow, maybe not. Depends if I go to Texas, because there's some bullshit in Texas we have to sort out. So, might live stream some of that. I don't know. If I can live stream what happens in the court, that'll be fun.
I don't know. There might be a political.
I didn't say I was going to ask for permission.
Okay.
I have a purse specifically with it's got this little netted pocket, and it's plastic, so I burnt a circle right where the camera lens fits. So you just slide the camera in, and it'll film sideways, so you get that nice wide view, and with nothing in the way of it, and it camouflages right in. Oh my gosh, he's like, oh, then you and Hawthorne made me cry. I'm sorry, Cookies. I told you I didn't mean to make you cry.
Wait, what? Wait, why did you make her cry?
You got a boyfriend in California or some shit. We apparently said Han Sar had said this before, and I didn't know it.
She don't do nothing to nobody.
I said something along the lines of, be careful going out there because you don't want to be like Uber Eats,
Carol's
get
a
what he
good
wants,
egg.
send you back.
Carol's a good egg. You shouldn't cross Carol because she's a good egg.
Don't
that's
cross
true.
the
Carol
cookie.
Cookies does. I've been up on the panel though. Oh, actually, I think she may have hopped on the panel. I think I was just so distressed with everybody else that I kind of forgot that part. I'm Irish. We have the Irish Alzheimer's where we forget everything except the grudge.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Can confirm.
I think it might also be an Italian thing too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Italian and Irish, so I might,
And that's what makes you so charming.
So follow Moira and the Oklahoma Collective.
Hey, that sounds pretty good actually. The Oklahoma Collective. I like this.
And
I need
boom.
to collect more Oklahomans though.
Hey, what's up? I know what you're thinking. When are you gonna stream again? And you gotta hit that bell for notifications. No, I'm going through some changes. I'm thinking about plans for the future, new ideas, but also had a lot of real things, important things that I gotta do. But that's a good thing, so don't worry. If I disappear for a little bit, it's a good sign. But no, I will return, and I hope you'll all join me. What's up, Slasher?
I said it's called a hiatus, right? Hiatus.
Well,
sabbatical.
I did kind of not entirely. But yeah, it's just, well,
we all do it from time to time.
We do, yeah. And it's like, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. But the work must come again. And the thing is, honestly, I have too much fun on YouTube, right? And so sometimes I can get distracted, and it's very important that basically, if I just YouTube all the time, then I will end up homeless and carless, and I'll end up like Miller, aka Bob, standing around a burning trash can and just speculating about the past and future, about humanity. I don't think there's a magic card that's gonna come and save me. So just keep your eyes on that bell, and I will let you know. And it's you stay golden. Oh, you too, Cookie.
Boy.
Yeah. All right, and thanks for inviting me, Slasher, as always.
Of course. So next week, Nicolas Cage, get ready for it.
No.
Oh yeah. My
Later.
body's ready.
Peace out.